Once again, my name is Animo here at Church House Music, where we do Christian hip hop all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can follow us at Animo Campeon at Church House Music. Y'all be sure to follow all our channels and hit that subscribe and hit that share. Y'all be sure to leave your comments on the bottom. Tell me what you think. I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple artists, right, that have influenced me. Brother Joey Vantes, he's been a big influence to me, right? He's from the West Coast. I believe he's from Arizona, but he's posted in California. And brother Joey Vantes, right? He makes good music. I love his music, right? When you hear him, he raps, he sings, he's got bars, he's got production, video. So Joey Vantes, right? I listen to him. And I even hear his podcast, right? He talks about political issues and he really addresses real issues, right? So I thank God for that, right? Because Joey Vantes, he's a dope musician. I've had the privilege of getting him on a feature, you know what I'm saying? Nah, watch. But Joey Vantes, he's a real good artist. He's a rapper, singer, and he's been an impact to me, right? So big shout out to Joey Vantes. I believe he's a great musician, right? He's got his family, right? He's transparent. He's getting his kids on music, right? He's always posting with his wife and his kids, right? Which is, you know, the plan that God has for us, right? Ultimately to have a family, to be a man with the wife and kids, right? To be an influence to your family, influence to your tribe, to be the champion of your tribe, champion of your region, right? So that you can influence people and get people excited for Jesus, amen. So big shout out to brother Joey Vantes, man. I love his music, and he's just such a dope artist, man. So praise God for his life, man. Another artist I actually want to talk about was NF. You know, y'all know him, NF, controversial artist, right? Few things about him, right? He came on to the Christian rap music scene. He said that he didn't really get along with Christian rap artists, right? And I think a lot of us could relate when we first come to Christian hip hop, right? Because when people first come to Christian hip hop, I feel like they get there like if it's a small genre, right? Like, and it kind of is, but like Christian hip hop is not waiting for the new artist, right? Because that new artist they all have to support themselves, right? And at the end of the day, every man has to stand on his own 2 feet, right? So I see that a lot, and I can experience that. I can tell of my experience personally, right? When I first got to Christian hip hop, I saw it as a small genre, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it in music quick, right? Because it's a small genre, right? But you know, I think that's kind of selfish thinking, right? And as you come into it, you see there is successful Christian hip hop artists, and it is kind of a smaller genre, but that don't mean that everybody gonna just look at you or look at the next Christian hip hop artist like he's the best thing, you know what I'm saying? And really, you know, it's we all need to die in the flesh every day, you know what I'm saying? So we all need to die in the flesh. When we come to Christian hip hop, I guess it's just our heart that, you know, it should be from us to God, right? And sometimes we feel like we should receive more praise or more support, right? But I just feel like at that point, you know, the person who comes to the Lord and decides to make music for the Lord, then they have to have that connection with that personal connection with God, where that people are not gonna book you shows and support you and buy your stuff just because you became a Christian artist. Because what if you don't continue in that, you know? And what if you don't continue encouraged and making music, or you're not being a good example and things like that? So I just feel like, you know, it's easy to fall into that when you first come into Christian hip hop. You want everybody to kind of acknowledge you, but I think really you should come into it same way you come to God, like, you know, how could I serve? You know, how can I, where am I going to serve? How am I going to continue to impact your region, your family? You know what I'm saying? And not come into it thinking like looking for stardom and things like that, you know? So it's all good, man. So, brother NF, right? He said he didn't really fit in, and he continued on to his musical career. This is what they call faith-based, which is not blatant Christian hip-hop, but, you know, he's a positive artist. He only collaborates really with Christian hip-hop artists, so only the Christian hip-hop artists know that, right? Other people, they just hear him on the radio and stuff like that. So he's infiltrated, you could say, worldly music, right? Worldly stations. He's featured on places not other Christian hip-hop artists get featured, right? So that's dope, man. You know, NF, anybody who listens to him, who knows him, knows that he's got a heart for the Lord, right? And they know that he really loves God, you know. So NF, I think his music is dope. He's a super dope lyricist. I believe he even got dissed by Eminem. So shout out Eminem for shouting out NF, man. Thanks for shouting out my brother NF, you know. And so yeah, man, NF is dope, man. He you know, artists like this, faith-based, right? They talk about the struggle. Some people will say they glorify the struggle a little too much, but y'all tell me what y'all think. Does he talk about the struggle too much? Should he talk about God more? And with that being said, I'm gonna talk about another artist that has influenced me, which is Gazelle. Hey, Gazelle, man, that boy's dope, man. He's oh man, such a good musician. Gazelle. He was signed to Reach Records, former Reach Records artist, right? From Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, and he's dope, man. What can I say? Gazelle, man, he's one of the only artists that really made me feel like hip hop wasn't dead, right? When I heard him, man, he's just could rap, could sing, right? Such a good vocalist, such a good rapper. He's got bars, right? I love that New Orleans flow, and it's dope, man. What can I say? He's a dope lyricist, dope singer, dope vocalist, right? Gazelle. When he first came on to Reach Records, he joined with Lecrae, and I believe I seen quite a few videos of like a bunch of artists, right? Lecrae, Andy Mineo, Gazelle, talking about that they are not classified as gospel recording artists. And I could hear what they're saying, because how could you record the gospel, right? No. But I guess my response to that would be like, are you like a worship recording artist? You know, like, you know, in your lyrics, are you talking about the struggle? Are you talking about God? Or are you talking to God? So I guess, you know, my experience making music, you know, my wife is a worship recording artist, you know, so we've been able to break down what is that, you know, like what is it? A gospel recording artist, worship recording artist, Christian hip hop, right? They don't want to be classified as Christian hip hop. And I guess we could look at the Maverick City, Lakewood Music, Elevation Worship, right? You look at these recording artists and you can compare their lyrics. Their lyrics are either talking about God or talking directly to God, right? And that's what they would call corporate worship, which we can all talk to God. Gazelle has said in interviews that he was the son of a pastor, and he don't want to be seen as a Christian artist, because other rappers are not seen as Muslim recording artists like Mos Def and stuff like that. So I could see his point, and you know, I could see it both ways. You know, it doesn't take away from how talented and gifted he is. I guess if somebody would just consider themselves a recording artist or a worship recording artist, or in their chorus, if they ever talk to God, that would be my analysis. Once again, my name is Animo here at Church House Music, where we do Christian hip hop all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can follow us at Animo Campeon at Church House Music. Y'all be sure to follow all our channels and hit that subscribe and hit that share. Y'all be sure to leave your comments on the bottom. Tell me what you think.